Earnings season is kicking off this week with basically the big banks. They're the ones who lead it off. We're getting almost a dozen big names at the end of this week, so I took a look at the charts to determine which ones have the best charts, because they're not all equal. So I picked out 5 of the best, and here they are. We're going to be led off by JP Morgan. They're going to go first out of the big guys, and it's going to be, I don't know, probably pretty good. But they beat 7 quarters in a row here. They have the 4 misses. Shares are at the 5-year highs out of optimism about what's going on with the economy, possible tax reform, and that the Fed appears to be ready to raise the interest rates again. So all things are kind of in the proper alignment for the banks again, like they were at the end of 2016 after the election results. So we'll see what they report and if these banks can hold the momentum. Now, the XLF, the bank ETF, is at a 10-year high. It's not the all-time high for that ETF, but it's at a 10-year high. So that kind of tells you where we are with all the banks. And you can see it in the second stock I brought, Citigroup. Really look at that spike there into new 5-year highs. They have a real good track record. The last miss was back in 2015, very early there. So they, pretty consistent here, just kind of like JP Morgan. But this has been one of the hotter stocks. So if you're into the momentum play, you might want to keep an eye on this one. Then we're going to have Bank of America. This one has kind of quietly been breaking out. And as you can see there, finally got those 5-year highs back again. But also a pretty good track record. Not that many misses over the course of the last 5 years here, but that's similar to a lot of the banks. They're pretty consistent on their beats. And Bank of America is no different. Now, I did not include Wells Fargo in this list today out of these 5 stocks because Wells Fargo just doesn't look as good as any of these the other big peer banks. So I kept them off. Not all that interested in Wells Fargo this earnings season. But I am interested in PNC Financial. This is one of the largest of the regional banks. They're based in Pittsburgh. And as you can see, just the 1 miss in 2016. So great track record, shares breaking out for the same reasons I just said with the other banks, but very consistent records. So if you're playing the earnings miss and beat, this is one you should definitely keep on your list. And then we always have the sleeper bank I've included the last couple of quarters. They did miss. First Republic Bank missed last quarter. That was rare. We saw a little bit of a sell-off there, but now shares are back at these 5-year highs. This is probably the best chart of all the bigger sized banks. First Republic isn't as well known. It's based in San Francisco, and it does a lot more with wealth management, a lot, especially in the Bay Area. But again, with the stock market at new highs, including the NASDAQ, where a lot of NASDAQ-based companies are headquartered, you'd think First Republic would be seeing real good gains in its assets here. So this is one to watch if you are interested in kind of what's going on in Silicon Valley and the Bay Area in general. There's a couple other banks also going this week that have good track records, including Bank of the Ozarks. So be sure to check out that one. OZRK is the ticker. They haven't missed, but I am a little bit nervous about them with their investment in the big apartment complexes. But that's one to watch if you're playing the earnings miss or beat. And again, just because you've beat every quarter or nearly every quarter doesn't mean you always are going to, as we saw several times in recent quarters, and even here with First Republic, where they just missed last quarter. So keep that in mind. And if you're interested in playing any of the options trades on any of these, be sure to tune in with Dave Bartosiak over on Zacks Live Trader. It's now free. You can watch him go through the trades on the options trades. So if you're interested in options and don't really know how to go about it, be sure to check in with Dave over there. He'll give you the play-by-play on a lot of these big names this week and every week during earnings season. Again, it's free to subscribe, so check it out on Zacks Live Trader. And I'll see you again next week with more earnings charts.